Molweni emakhaya, ninjani? I hope everyone is good. Nathi se writing up, ne? Hey man, welcome back to my podcast, From Nothing to Something podcast, right? Today, guys, we have a guest interview. Yes, and but first, before I continue, let me show my manners. Igama lam Anele Sokapase, ne? AKA Uta AC, Uta Mapega, Inja Game, Inja Empil, Ukabadia Punyo Kabampete, ne? And talking about, being in a game, I mean, it's only fair that feature isn't just a game on the show. People about the story sabo, people who are doing great things, right? To come and inspire you guys and share some wisdom, right? So the gentleman that I have here on the show, I'll give you a backstory of how I met him, just a brief story. But let me just introduce him, his profile. Igama lakhe Dr. Bakhe Dlamini. He's a marriage and family therapist. He's an author of 6 books, and one of them I've got, right? It's about the laws of healthy marriage. And that's I haven't read it yet, but just by the cover, it's all good. And that book saved our marriage, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I'll share that in season 2 of the episode, not today, right? And he's also a speaker. His clients are from all over the world, including Saudi Arabia, where I'm based. When I say all over the world, guys, UK, US, on and on and on, right? So I'm trying to go quick because we don't have enough time. He has to rush to the office. He also cancel, some of the clients just to make this thing happen. And I'm grateful for that, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So the last thing is he is also featured, as a relationship expert in the top TV shows, like Married at First Sight SA and so on, right? So that's the icon, man, that we have. That's the legend we have. But the reason he's here is, as we all look up to him and also his wife on social media, like I said, we as people, we tend to think that ababantu abo, they just landed in those positions. You understand? They didn't go through the same challenges that we went through. We don't see that. That's how great they are, right? So he's here to share a little bit, about his struggles and his humble beginnings and the few struggles that he faced, like all of us, to show you that, it's possible also to get to where he is, for someone who's still having the same problems that you have. You get what I'm saying? So this is what the show is about, man. So let him introduce himself, and then I'll let you know. I'll tell you guys how did I meet him.
It's a pleasure to be with you on the podcast. We're about growing. I'm looking forward. I'm excited, and it's a blessing to share some knowledge. Sure,
man. Thank you very much. And we're gonna push, guys. This one we don't have enough time, so we have to go in right away. Yeah. How did I meet Dr. Bakhe? Just a brief thing. We're going through some struggles, man. So marriage things, like I said, guys, me doing this show, it does not mean that I've got it all figured out. I have answers to everything. No. We all go through these things behind the scene. What you see, it doesn't mean we don't face problems. But you must be humble enough and be wise enough to ask for help when you need help. Don't think you have answers to everything. So he's even with that ace in we are goisha sometimes. So this is how we met with Dr. Bakhe, having seen him on social media, right? And then he's gonna dwell on that for us later on, right? But so this is how I met the gentleman, and then he was kind enough to come on the show to honor the invitation. All right, so let's go into it. Let's not waste time. So my first question to you, Dr. Bakhe, is you seem like a loving husband. You seem like a dedicated husband, a dedicated father on social media, right? A dedicated father, a present father, a family man, orientated man.
Yeah.
You understand? I just want to know what inspires that, what inspires this dedication, that devotion that you chose to be this way.
I come from a broken family.
Okay.
I had a father who was at home, but he was absent. Oftentimes, Agabase tavern, come back from work, go straight to the tavern. Weekends, Saturdays, leave early in the morning.
Sure.
Then eventually he left home. That was the end of his and my mom's marriage. It affected us. Through that rejection, I decided, I want to do things differently when it comes to me. So I am the present father. I am It's just to say some of us are running away from certain demons of our past.
Yes.
For some people, it breaks them. For some people like us, we choose to become better people in society. So I owe it to my kids. I owe it to my wife to be present. I've seen my mom being physically abused. I'm blessed in the 14 years of marriage. I've never laid a hand on my wife, and it will never happen.
Yes.
I'm driven by my past. To say, as the youth mainly or middle-aged adults, let's not fall into the pitfalls of our predecessors. Foolishness is falling where others have fallen.
I think our backgrounds are similar, and I think our motive, our motive is similar because now I'm being driven up to this point by a background which I share.
I recall you shared.
Yes, it's in my first episodes of the podcast, right? Yes. So without wasting time, and I appreciate that, and that's exemplary, and this is how it's supposed to be, guys. Right? So I don't want to waste more time to dwell too much. My second question is you mentioned in the video that made me contact you to request you to come on the show. You also mentioned, you said everything that you've just said. And you also marry that umdotandi peace, no drama, what. So after work, Mighty 5, you go straight to your family, to your wife and kids, and be everything that I've just mentioned. Now, in our society, we all know, Uguti, sometimes when a man is present like that, it can be criticized. Also by other men, meaning your friends. When you say, no, guys, you know what, I need to go home. Or something, right? So you can get that criticism from anyone, basically. I'm just making an example.
Sure.
So have you come across that kind of criticism, whether it's from family or friends or whoever, or colleagues for that matter?
Number one, I'm alone in this game. I never came here to please people.
Yes.
Makubhadalwa my bills akekho ngasista. Angna snai, angna stress what you think. I don't give a hoot what
Straight
you think.
to the point.
No mabanga is about 10 slice abong.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say, you know, when you've been through pain, it's stupidity. You've been through pain, wabona in your family, abazali bakho bastrugglisha. Some of us are from places of poverty. Mina ngiyayazi poverty. I know poverty. So I owe it to myself to do better. Angasikhathi sokwesta imali impress abantu. You know, my biggest friend, my number one friend is money. I do have one guy friend we meet once in 3 months, maybe, you know. Why? Because my friend has become my wife and my 3 kids. That's the nature of life. It's work. If I'm not at work, I'm at home. We have to hustle, we need to pay bills.
Yes,
so,
of course.
you know, hanging around, talking nothing, useless nothing. Because, if I meet you, Dad, I want to meet and talk about progress. 2024.
Progress, yes.
It's coming.
Yes. 90% of the time must be progression.
Yeah, progression.
Yes, especially as men.
Yeah.
Because we are hunters, we have to be visionaries.
Then
we must look for the next.
We take our wives out.
Yes.
For holiday. This December, I say, let's go to Dubai.
Reward ourselves.
I'm alone at night, lost somewhere. I'm a father.
Yes, because we work hard and then we must play hard.
Yeah.
We want to play hard. I'm playing hard this December. Thank you for that, man. Because you know what they say. You know all these things. You know, but anyway, me and you, we understand, right?
And the people that talk like that many a times are broken people. They are messed up themselves. So we're not here to impress each other.
To impress, yes. Guys, I hope you are learning. Ne? He's here to talk gems, nothing else. But we're not wasting time. We're going straight to the point. Let's go to the next question, man. The other thing is, you say, as an individual, whether now in this case you are a man or a female, right? When you are pursuing yourself, your goals, you know, just share with us how important it is for your spouse or your partner to be supportive, or for both of you guys to be aligned on this journey, especially if you say you're a married couple building. How important is this thing?
There's your outer circle in life. There's then your inner circle, the intimate circle. These are the people that are supposed to hold you up when you go through the most.
Yes.
They're supposed to be your biggest cheerleaders. So it's very important that your spouse be aligned and be your biggest cheerleader. If you are with someone, you're in a relationship or marriage with someone who's not your biggest support, you're in the wrong place.
Nah. and also you must be aligned properly on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes,
Same
mistakes,
vision.
and also mistakes gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you guys must be willing to humble yourself enough to listen to each other so that you get back on the rails.
Yes, sir.
Just when you get off the rails,
Yes,
right? All right. Yabona ndithethe kakhulu namhlanje. Ndithi nje kancinci ndiyeke. And then let me ask first, because this one I was trying to do my research quickly, but I didn't get this thing.
Yeah.
Are you also do you have a ministry, pastor, what?
I normally don't like Da'es to talk about my ministry. I'm a fully fledged pastor. One of my degrees is a degree in theology from Global University, Springfield, Missouri, in the United States. So I went to theological seminary. I'm a pastor on Sundays. During the week, I take care of people, funerals and everything, counsel, church members. It's just that I don't like people to see me as a pastor because immediately you say pastor, people shut down. Also, So I'm a very educated guy. I'm studying my PhD next year. I believe we need to talk from an intellectual level, spiritualize it always, and it's also a way to be relevant to people. To be relevant to people.
Ube relatable. Ungazi ngescripture too much.
Yeah, but uza esontweni on Sunday zakulimaza.
Mailing attend once one local session with you.
I'm not good. I'm beating my drum. I'm one of the finest preachers. I'm one of the finest church leaders.
And where is your church?
Our church is in Midrand. We just secured our church land, 2.6 hectares for building our vision. It's going to be a lifestyle center for the church. Okay. So I'm a hardcore pastor. It's just that I don't front it.
You don't want to put it as yes. Okay, no, I totally understand. So my question to that, as a man of God, also as a believer, right, is how important on your journey, this is the same journey that you have, whether female or male, right, especially as a married couple also, how important it is to involve, first of all, I want to make sure I say it well, you have to have a relationship with God first, not good, because I wanted to ask, how important is it to involve God in your plans? No, uNkulunkulu akangena empilweni yakho just to do service and then bese kathi uqedile like a plumber. Sure. Ma'am, I'm done. So we are here after that. No. First, he says he wants a relation. He wants to come and stay, right? So meaning you must build and create a relationship with him first. So we start there. That's my question. Yeah. How important it is to have him in your life? Just what abe khona. Yeah. Yes. And with regards now to you pursuing, and how does that benefit you now to you pursuing your goals? That's what I'm trying to ask.
It depends on what you believe in spiritually, but God is our source, you know, and he wants to be recognized.
Yes.
You recognizing him, involving him is a sign of humility, number one.
Okay.
You know, pride, sure. Some go even to atheism, but God doesn't exist. It's part of pride.
Yes.
You are here, your lungs are pumping. You know that there's a God somewhere.
There's a higher source.
There are many places where I know, my wisdom, I wouldn't have made it.
Yes.
I could have died in that car accident. It wasn't an accident. So it's humility. Number two, it's your reliance on him. God wants you to rely on him.
He wants to see that.
Then you need number three, something bigger than you to sustain you. You are too small to sustain yourself. So if you've got something bigger, a spiritual authority, there when you go through the most, you know you can rely on
when your capacity ends.
There are times where I'm like, I'm out. I've tried everything. Nothing makes sense. Then I engage the supernatural. I allow the God factor to come in. He takes over and he does unexplainable things.
When your capacity ends, I always tell them, when your capacity ends, allow him to take. He's a gentleman. He's not going to patch in. No. He waits for your invitation. Sharp, sure. And then, how important our families are named after our last names. How important is it for a man to build his legacy that he will leave behind? How important is legacy to a man? That
is what will make us to be productive in this world is having a goal, something bigger to live for. And one of the things that drives us, sometimes life is tough.
Yes.
At work, the bills, taking care of kids. I've got 3 kids now.
Can be consuming.
What drives you is the bigger goal, is the legacy. You want to leave a legacy.
Yes.
You want during your funeral, when your eulogy is read, they read substantial stuff about you. You want to hand over the baton to your children.
Yes.
So it's quite important that we leave a legacy. Ukuthi masohambile bantu bathi he lived, he was here, he impacted. He was born, died.
And involve that family, meaning your wife. I choose to involve my family, and like you too, you know, you and your wife, you are in the same profession.
Just to talk about that,
yes.
It's us growing. White people baslula lapho. They work together. It's us growing together. At the level I'm at, actually, I'm working now on retiring, not retiring, quitting, but I'm working on my organization because we are nationwide and also globally now.
Yes,
I'm working with this machinery can run without my involvement.
You, yes.
So I'm involving my wife more in the leadership. For example, when it comes to the our bank account logins, internet banking, I've given her the access. She does the transactions. I know
Nivile guys.
With us black people.
Yeah.
And when you die with the business.
Thank you.
I was
going to say that.
But
find a way we introduce. Must be aware of all of
this
us.
This thing can go on.
Must continue.
So share expertise, share knowledge. I was speaking to another great businessman, Ndabe, in Durban at our men's conference. He told me he's got 30 branches, Ndabe Dignified Funerals. He's buried the best of you, like your Nelson Mandela's and the like. So he was saying to me, I've retired now. I'm a chairman of the company. My children are running the company. 27-year-old is the CEO, my son. Then the daughter is chief finance officer. I pay them the scale in the corporate industry. So that's where we need to get to. We take ourselves seriously. Hand over.
Yes.
It dies.
It dies with you. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. And I look up to guys like you. Because the other example of that, look at Usis Connie Ferguson. RIP to role model Shona Ferguson. But bafana nani, but she's going on. Hayi ukuthi usaladla le mali. No. Continue on the legacy. Everything's still intact, right? That's the perfect example of that. Danke Grootman. And I think lastly, man, before I let you go, please tell us about your marriage seminars, you know, for people who don't know this, and your marriage recharge boot camps.
We've really grown. We started, it was called the Recharge Your Marriage Seminar. Now it's escalated up.
Yes.
I think we'd attract about maybe 40 couples. We have we did our first conference, a big one in Swaziland. Now we are talking about thousands. We have one coming up 7th December at Galaga Convention Center. We have 4,000 people attending. We did another event in Pretoria with 5,000 people attending. So now we are taking this thing provincially. We'll be going to provinces for 2025. My diary is set for 2025, all provinces. I don't travel alone. It's like I'm in production now. I travel with artists.
Yes, I wanted to ask you that. Yes, the music side.
Events.
Yes, I almost forgot that.
I travel with speakers, experts in these cities. And in my calendar, we've added this year Kenya, we've added Zimbabwe, we've added Botswana. We should be going back to Swaziland. So we're growing with this thing. Keeps on growing.
Sure. And we need it, man. Hey, we need one of these marriage boot camps.
Because
umchato is a continuous thing. You need to work on it. Like you've said it in one of your videos. You need to maintain. It's like a motto. Go for the major service, minor service, major service, minor service. Make sure everything is on point. Grootman, I think you've already answered the question about music, because I see now you are busy being an artist. We are preparing.
Recording. I'm not a novice in the recording industry. 2010, I recorded my first album. 2011, I won SABC Crown Gospel Awards for Best Newcomer. I was nominated Best Artist in Africa 2011. So So I quit after some years because I wanted to focus in my practice, doing the marriage and family therapy, which has grown exceptionally well. But I just felt like maybe I'm robbing people. They can get a musical side. So 13th December at Emperor's Palace, I'm recording my live recording. It's a gospel album. I'm recording with the best, the finest in the country in South Africa. It's going to be an exceptional project. As Chancy, it's going to be a great one. Tickets are available at Web Ticket. For our marriage conference, 7th December, tickets available at Web Ticket.
Please let them know, Grootman, before I forget, please let them know where can they find you on social media and all those things. Let them know.
People can find me on my Facebook page, Bakhe Dlamini, Instagram, Dr. Bakhe Dlamini, TikTok, Dr. Bakhe Dlamini, website, bakhedlamini.co.za.
Grootman, I will be lying if I said I didn't cover everything. I tried my level best. Yes, thank you so much. Like I said, guys, he had to cancel, some of his business clients, just to make this thing for me, man. And I'm grateful for that. I'm going to let it sink in afterwards. I don't want to be emotional now. But thank you so much, Grootman. And then, I told you, it's about serving. It's about serving. It's about sharing your gift with the world. It's about helping the others. Okay. You know what? Let me give him more because he understands what this thing is about. And this is exactly what you have done to me.
Well, thank you, Chief. It's a pleasure.
Grootman, I'm going to have to let you go now. Guys, I'm going to keep it brief. There's no need to dwell on anything now, right? This is going to be the shortest guest episode, but it's fine. I think you've got the juice. You've got the sauce. It's up to you now. I can only do so much. We can advise into same twin. You can take the horse to the river, but you cannot force the horse to drink the water, right? It's up to you now, guys. I hope you got the motivation and inspiration, man, that you needed. From nothing to something, let's get it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.